Hey, can I swear on this thing?
Yes.
Fantastic. What's up, GQ? I'm CM Punk, and today we're going undercover on the internet. It's actually me. Ex-Twitter. You've just woken up as CM Punk. What's the first thing you're doing? Singing a song to Larry. Larry is my dog, if you don't know. Larry likes me. That's really about it. I'm his human, I surmise. Now I just, wake him up and sing him a little song every morning. And no, I will not sing it for you. At Now and a Ben. I saw someone on Reddit say CM Punk looks like Jon Hamm and I can't unsee it. Not a bad guy to look like, I suppose. Do I look like Jon Hamm or does Jon Hamm look like CM Punk? Or does Jon Hamm and CM Punk look like Jeffrey Dean Morgan? I don't know. 6007 Chicago, great name, asks, what's the best lesson Paul has ever taught you? Paul who? I suppose there's a picture of Paul's kids here, so I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it must be Paul Heyman. Paul, I don't know if he taught me, but he more reinforced don't take any shit from anybody. YouTube. Gotta wonder what was going through CM's head during this moment. Worked his whole life for this. I'm more or less just kind of in the moment laughing, enjoying myself. Me and a friend of mine doing something that we should have been doing a decade prior, and him actually kissing me on the forehead, which is something that he did during rehearsal. I thought he did it as a goof, and then he did it live, and that's just tremendous. Coffee Fanatic 621 asks, is CM Punk still picking his own gear these days or someone dressing him? Now, unfortunately, I dress myself. I don't know if this is meant to be insulting, like you don't like my gear, but I also don't give a shit. I wear what I want. I do what I want. I say what I want. I'm CM Punk. At Twizzlers and Movies asks, who taught CM Punk to cut a promo? He's so good. Thank you. I think a lot of it I was born with. A lot of it I learned from watching the great wordsmiths of our business, Roddy Piper, Paul Heyman, Jim Cornette, people who had a way with words. And I've always just had that chip on my shoulder and a mouth. So a lot of it I was indeed born with. When it comes to promos, each situation is drastically different from the next. I try not to plan too much because I feel like it needs to be in the moment. I need to be less of an actor and more of a reactor. So a lot of moving parts, constantly changing. I wonder if bro FW, which I'm assuming means fucks with, Chief Keef, since they're both Chi-Town natives. I try not to fuck with anybody. I try to leave everybody alone because I in turn want to be left alone. Chicago legends, in my mind, I could sing you the Super Bowl shuffle and name you every single member of the 1985 Bears. Dan Hampton comes to mind. He's not from Chicago. Walter Payton, Sweetness, Mike Ditka, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Mark Grace. The list goes on and on and on. If anybody considers me on those guys' levels, then I've made it in life. At 8 Popcorn Rabbit asks, I wonder who CM Punk's dream tag partner would be. Living? Dead? A little bit of both? For wrestling related things, my dream tag partner will go living but not active, Bret Hart. Will go deceased and inactive, Dominic Mysterio. He has perished in a plane crash. R.I.P. I love CM Punk is wearing a Fantastic Four shirt. If he was a superhero, which would he be? I'm CM fucking Punk. It doesn't get any more super than that. The Thing wants to be CM Punk. Frank Castle wants to be CM Punk. No, not really. I want to be Frank Castle. The Punisher. Oh, the old TikTok. The kids are big on this one. The 1990 San Beyond asks, curious how wrestling prepared CM Punk for this role. How did wrestling prepare me to play a sociopathic, low-level criminal from Wausau, Wisconsin? Probably in more ways than I would like to admit. Really tapping into my inner bad guy in this role here, selling human body parts on the black market in a very pragmatic way. It makes a lot of sense. You got to watch the show, ladies and gentlemen. If you tell me that you're not going to actually delve into the black market of selling human organs, you're a liar and a fraud. I think acting from pro wrestling is a natural progression. I think that's what we do anyway. I always say that we're not actors, we're reactors, and we do live television every week, some of us for 20 plus years. Live television is really, really hard, and it makes being on a movie set kind of dramatically easy. You know, like we're ready for any and all things. We're used to chaos, and movie sets and television sets seem to be a little bit calmer than what we're normal to. Bacon Bits, 363636. What's his fave place to buy a donut in Chicago, though? Well, I'm glad you asked. Stan's Donuts is the number one. Stan's has ruined donuts for me across the board in every single other zip code on earth. And then of course there's Mindy's. NYC Wrestling King asks, gotta wonder when he'll retire. I'll fucking retire whenever I want to. There's work to be done, okay? And you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. So shut the fuck up. Cityscape 411, Punk, are you planning on getting any new tattoos? Yes, I am, and I'll tell you why that's a really dumb idea. It's because tattoos hurt, and they're stupid. And the older you get, the worse they hurt. And I am now the ripe old age of 32. The last one I got was very painful, and it felt like it took 16 hours, and it only took 4, which is still a long time to sit there in pain, in agonizing pain, but it was worth it. It's a beautiful piece. Oh, Instagram. Greg94Blue. Hey, CM Punk, can you bring back your old theme song, This Fire Burns? No, I can't, and I'm gonna tell you why, even though it's none of your business. Cult of Personality is iconic. This Fire Burns, also iconic, but come on, we're talking about living color. Vernon Reid. That song's been with me since 1989 when it came out, and I was on the Little League team, the Indians. I knew it was time to make Cult of Personality my official theme song in WWE when I was renegotiating my contract, and I knew how much Vince McMahon hated to pay for licensed music. And I said, guess what, pal? The only way I'm re-signing is if I get this song. I thought he was gonna say no, and I was gonna peace out and go on vacation. And he said yes, and well, now here I am. Moving on. Dogs and Cats and Frog Sand. What is happening here? Rick's an old friend, you know. Rick is a huge wrestling fan, and he has been for a great number of years. And he normally just comes to the LA shows, but this is WrestleMania, and everybody comes to WrestleMania, even Rick Rubin. There's a great moment backstage where Rick Rubin and the band Living Color converge, and I watch everybody's faces light up, mine included, because I'm like a fly on a wall, little kid, happy to see these musical heroes interacting, and they immediately start talking to each other. And Vernon Reid and Rick Rubin start to have this wild conversation about, oh man, I haven't seen you since the Mick Jagger sessions. The last time they physically were in a room together was like 1988. Just absolutely wild musical geniuses, like just having a moment and me being able to experience it. It's pretty wild. Tattoos are my life. 10000000009. At CM Punk, what's the craziest interaction you've ever had with a fan? I heard my mail slot jingling, and I was expecting, I don't know, a check probably in the mail. I ran downstairs and I looked down my flight of stairs, and I didn't know exactly what I was seeing. Upon further inspection, I went around, I opened up my window, and I looked outside onto the street, and there was a fan shoving something into my mail slot. And I was like, this can't be good. So I grabbed my Louisville Slugger. I walked downstairs, and I'm thinking I'm just gonna open this door and confront this person. Essentially what they did was they jammed an entire Easter basket into my 1-inch by 5-inch mail slot. So it's a bunch of green garland, half melted chocolate peeps. There's been many, many crazy interactions with fans. That one sticks out because why? Why? Stop it. Behave yourselves. Why does CM Punk look like Eminem? I am not Eminem. This was definitely, I don't know, 1995 or 1996. Steve Austin straight up wearing WWF merchandise, the hat, the shirt. I don't even know if he was Stone Cold yet. He might have still been the ringmaster. And I did bleach my hair one time in the middle of a run I was on in the Straight Edge Society, and all hell broke loose. It turned into a big thing where Vince McMahon was very upset with me and demanded I dyed my hair back, and I refused to do it. It turned into a thing. Pizza Man, Batman, Superman asks, what is your ultimate scary Halloween movie lineup? John Carpenter's Halloween, probably number one with a bullet. Classic, sets the mood. Tobe Hooper's Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a classic. It's kind of sci-fi, but it's a classic movie. John Carpenter's The Thing. I feel you have to pick at least one of the Friday the 13th. Reddit. Joe Zoc T Games. Did you know that CM Punk is also a comic book writer? Yes, I did know that. I happen to be CM Punk. 2011, I'm in a bar in San Diego during Comic-Con with, at the time, Marvel editor-in-chief Axel Alonso. I think he was maybe a little bit drunk. He asks me straight up, hey, would you want to write a comic book? And then I replied, yes, actually, I have this 12-part Punisher story in my head right now. I could write it on this napkin if you wish. And he was like, whoa, we don't need to do all that. How would you like to write the foreword to the graphic novel collection for X-Men versus Avengers? And I said, sounds great, sign me up. People ask me if I can do stuff. I say, yes, I do it. It's the best way to go through life. iPatch_PNG says CM Punk's dog Larry now has official WWE merch. I'm a merch machine, so guess what Larry is? Larry's a merch machine. I didn't have to convince everybody. Larry's beautiful soul. His merchandise has sold more t-shirts than your favorite wrestler. That's a fucking fact. Big Asparagus 5783, curious to know which match CM Punk considers his favorite of all time. A number one with a bullet, myself versus John Cena heading into WrestleMania 29, I believe. The winner got the illustrious spot of wrestling The Rock at WrestleMania. Well, I lost. Big fucking deal. John Cena is my wrestling soulmate. I had excellent chemistry with him. This night, crowd was electric. It was a real fun time. You should go watch it. Wikipedia. He first started using the ring name CM Punk when he was put in a tag team named the Chick Magnets with CM Venom, and another performer skipped out on the card. The CM originally stood for Chick Magnet, but was later amended to have no meaning. CM stands for a lot of things. I can be anything you want me to be. You want to hate me? I'm your Huckleberry. You love me? Great, I'm your hero. Chick Magnet? Maybe. A crooked moonsault? 100%, definitely. Let's go, Quora. How can I become a wrestler or a WWE superstar? Contrary to popular belief and what other people will tell you, that's the same thing. A wrestler is a WWE superstar. A WWE superstar is a wrestler. For you to become a wrestler, man, buy a pair of boots. Go to school and get trained. It's like a trade. Like, how do you become an electrician? You can't just stick your dick in a light socket and expect to gain some sort of a knowledge, although that would be a really cool way to make a superhero. How are the WWE matches scripted? They're not. Do the superstars practice the moves before the match or the sequence of moves that they need to? How real are the injuries that WWE wrestlers suffer? How real are the injuries? I mean, they're legit. It's a legit hard-hitting sport. The injuries are very, very real and oftentimes very, very serious. But to me, I look at it like it just gives me something to do. Tore my tricep? All right, let's rehab that sumbitch, come back. How well would CM Punk have done as an amateur MMA fighter? I don't lack confidence. I would have done all right. You know, different skill set, different set of rules, shorter rounds, you kind of dipping your toe in. Nobody was paying me millions of dollars to fight on the amateur circuit, although I gleefully threw my name in the hat to do that. It was deemed not necessary, and they paid me a stupid amount of money to just jump into the deep end of the pool. What are the hardest parts of being a WWE superstar, both in terms of the wrestling itself and in terms of the lifestyle outside of the ring? What are their struggles with injuries, etc.? One of the hardest parts of being a WWE superstar, for me at least, is the relationship I have with fans in public. You see me on the street, I am not CM Punk. I'm just a dude, Phil, trying to mind his own business and walk his dog and not be bothered. When I'm at work, I give all to the fans. I show up to buildings, I go outside and I will sign and take pictures with the fans who are lined up at the building. If you are waiting for me at an airport or a hotel, I will say, no thank you, sir. This is an airport and/or a hotel, this is tantamount to stalking. All right, GQ. Well, I mean, a lot of that was fun. Some of it wasn't, and if you're on Reddit, you could burn in hell.